Yo, it's your boy, Leo. What's poppin'? How's everybody out there doing? Now I know. As you're watching this, you're going, Leo, you're talking about wrestling now? Well, I do watch wrestling on occasionally. Okay, so we happened to order the Royal Rumble last night, and the pay-per-view was good. I wasn't disappointed, but we're gonna run through it. First, I want to say congratulations to Drew McIntyre and Charlotte Flair for winning the Royal Rumbles. We'll run through that in a minute too. So we're gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna do the first match. But before we do that, shout out to all the subscribers, the old one, new one, middle-aged ones. Okay. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to you watching. Okay. Shout out to the people lurking in the back. Okay. Hey lurkers. How you doing? So we watched. So this is the Royal Rumble review. Just a short review, nothing too long. I'm gonna just run through it real quick to give my take on, what I thought of the show, or just my review on it. Anyway, so we get to the first match. The first match is. Oh, also wait a minute. Forgive me because I haven't watched wrestling in a while, so I do not know everybody's name. So forgive me if I don't know their name. I'll try to describe them the best way I can. So we get to. Oh, before we get to that, I want to say. Also, I love the way that WWE, what is it, the word I'm looking for? Showcased all of the NXT new talents as they were used throughout the night. I thought that was great, the way the spotlight was on them. Really, really good job. So we get to the first match, and it's Roman Reigns versus King Corbin. Now, I'm a fan of King Corbin, even though I think he could be doing a better job than what he's doing. Roman Reigns is okay, the WWE likes him, so they're gonna keep pushing him or whatever. So we get to that match, and I felt like the heels are supposed to be the heels, and the baby faces are supposed to be the baby faces. So, Corbin was doing some things to get him booed, which is good. That means his character was coming across. But I felt like he wasn't carrying the match. I felt like Roman Reigns was carrying the match, and I was like, you're the heel. You're supposed to make them boo you even more and cheer for him even more. You're supposed to really be beating him up more than he's beating you up. But anyway, then it was an anything goes match, which was cool. But I felt like they did so much in the crowd that there was barely anything in the ring or on the ramp or anywhere else in the building. It's a anything goes match. You can fight anywhere. So to me they should have did more with the space instead of just fighting in that little area that they were fighting in. Then I felt like that match was the high spot of the whole match was the Usos coming in and jumping off the damn balcony or whatever hell they were jumping off of. And I'm going, you have a main eventer like Roman Reigns and a semi-main eventer like King Corbin, and the whole match, the only highlight thing that is exciting about this match is somebody else coming in the match and jumping off of something. Now, what's wrong with that picture? I just felt like they should have kept the match on them instead of having Robert Roode run in and Dolph Ziggler run in and the Usos run in. And I'm like, y'all don't need all of this. This is too much in one match. You know what I mean? Especially when it takes away from the match. And the high spot was cool. It was nice to see the Usos jumping off and stuff. But then we get back and they're fighting towards the ring, and it's like a 1-2 hit, and then bam. The spear and the match is over. And I'm just going, this match could have been so much better than what it was. And I don't know, I just felt like Corbin could have did more than what he was doing. You know what I mean? And for Roman Reigns, I like him and all, and I know he has a lot of fans out there. He needs to get not better moves, but more moves. It seems like he only has about 5 moves. The super punch, the spear, that hand thing that he does, and a couple of other things. You know what I mean? It's like, you need some more moves besides that, like a headlock, a backbreaker, or something. You know what I mean? Add something more to your repertoire. That's just my opinion. Moving on. Now, I don't know what match was next in what order, but I know there were 2 women matches. There was the SmackDown women's match, and there was the Raw women's match. I think the SmackDown women's match was next. And this match was alright. It was, just nothing spectacular. Shout out to Bayley. I thought Bayley did a great job being the heel. She did what her job was supposed to do as a heel. Her character came across. You know what I mean? They were reacting to the stuff that she was doing. I think she did a magnificent job in hers. Stacey Evans is... I remember when she first came in and she was going against Charlotte Flair. And we were all looking like, who is this new girl and why is she getting a title opportunity? So to see her last night get an opportunity, I will say this, because I'm not a fan of her yet, but I will say she's grown from where we've seen her with Charlotte to where she is with Bayley, but I still don't think she should be in main event spots like that. She's not there yet, you know what I mean? But shout out to her growing, I'll give her that. But Bayley did a great job being heel, and to me, I think Bayley makes a better heel than she does a babyface. Just my opinion. We go to the next match. I think it was the Women's Raw match. This match I enjoyed front to... No, I think the Daniel Bryan's match was next, but we'll get to that in a minute. So you have the Raw Women's match, and it was... not Bayley. Oh good lord, the girl with the red hair. What the hell is her name? She calls herself the Man. Becky Lynch. There you go. Becky Lynch and the Asuka. Great match from front to back. They told a story. The storyline leading up to it was great. So that, to me, that was one of the highlights of the Royal Rumble. Great match from beginning to end. And it was also cool that the outside person that was out there didn't get involved. That was cool. That was something different that you don't see. Because normally when you have a tag team partner or a manager, they normally get involved. And the young lady on the outside didn't get involved at all. So that made for a great match with just the ladies. You know what I mean? Then you get to Daniel Bryan's and The Fiend. I'll say this about this match. Because I haven't been really watching it like that. I know I was watching a friend of mine, his podcast, and he was saying that The Fiend is being overexposed, which means they're showing him too much on the show. I haven't been really keeping up, so I don't know if that's true or not, but it could have been. But one thing I want to say, I don't think that he needed a title belt around his neck. Like, I know they made his character is good, and then he has the lamp that's already, the mouth is open with the hair coming down. Like, don't put too much into the character because you're going to overshoot it. And they're already overshooting it. It's like, okay, y'all are overshooting The Fiend just a little bit. Like, pull back on some of the stuff y'all are doing. If his job was to be hated and Daniel Bryan's job was to be loved as the babyface, they got that across. Because Daniel Bryan took one hell of a beating. So if they were trying to make you feel sorry for Daniel Bryan and go, he's the babyface and get behind him and cheer for him, maybe he can do a comeback, that within itself was a great storyline. It was like, they got that message across. So Daniel Bryan and The Fiend got that across in their match. The match itself was cool. It could have probably been better, but it was a strap match. A strap match is different from what last night was, which I was a little confused because a strap match is supposed to go to each corner and tap all four corners when it's done. Last night they didn't have that. It was a regular match just with a strap attached to it, which was kind of corny. It was like, what the hell? The match was okay. It was, it was good for what it was. You know what I mean? I'm trying to remember what the high spots were in the match, but I know The Fiend did something with a table and it didn't break or something, and then they had to go and do another, or was that another match? I don't remember. But the match was decent. You know what I mean? Daniel Bryan's definitely, he seemed like he was really hurt at the end because he kept falling down. I was like, oh my god, I hope he didn't really hurt himself. So they definitely caught the emotion of the matchup. Of course, you guys leave your comments and let me know what you thought about the Royal Rumble. We get to the Women's Royal Rumble. I enjoyed the Women's Royal Rumble. I really did. There was just a couple of things I didn't get or I didn't enjoy. One, first of all, let me say this. I love the fact that they, the NXT girls and boys, they were in both Royal Rumbles, but the NXT girls were showcased throughout the Royal Rumble. It really showed the next generation of wrestlers and what they're about to do and what they're capable of. I thought that was great how that was spotlighted on them. What I didn't like about the Royal Rumble was the fact that they had you're supposed to get surprise guests in Royal Rumbles and that's fine, but some of the surprise guests that y'all keep getting have been in 3 Royal Rumbles. It's like their 3rd Royal Rumble. It's like Molly Holly was in all 3, Kelly was in all 3, and I'm like, they don't even work for the company. Why do you have them here? You should have one person come. Not, if they're going to be in the Royal Rumble, you might as well just give them a full-time contract. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. You guys might have another opinion. It was good to see Molly Holly. But, I just didn't feel like they needed to be in the Royal Rumble. They had Beth Phoenix. She seemed to have busted her head yesterday or was bleeding from her head, and she kept going. She did an amazing job. I think the last person she threw out was Italia. It came down to Italia, and then an NXT girl. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry. I do apologize. And Charlotte Flair. Now, this was really, really great, the ending of this. Now, I know a lot of people didn't want Charlotte to win. Some people did want Charlotte to win. Y'all know how WWE is. They're going to keep pushing her. To me, it doesn't bother me too much because she really is that good. But the NXT girl is going to come up, and Beth Phoenix was in there, and she was doing an amazing job the whole match. You know what I mean? And they also showed the other girl, before I get to the ending. I'm sorry, I know I skipped over some stuff. The girl with the black long ponytail, I forgot what her name is. It starts with a B or something. But she did an amazing job. She was like eliminating everybody until she got eliminated. I think her name starts with a B, but I can't think what it is. I think it's like Barbie or some shit like that. I don't know. But she did an amazing job. Shout out to her. And then they get to the ending, and I know, to me, I was like, damn, they could have gave it to the NX girl or they could have gave it to Beth Phoenix. They didn't have to give it to Charlotte, only because when it came down to those three, you kind of already knew who was going to win. And WWF has a way of being predictable now. And Royal Rumbles, normally when the Royal Rumbles come, you already have your favorite of who you want to win. They either win or they don't, but it's never been really predictable. You know what I mean? Maybe one or two have been predictable, or maybe three of them. But you have your favorites who you want to win. And I'm like, a lot of people either wanted NXT girl to win or, you know what I mean, Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix is, I wanted Beth Phoenix to win. When it came down to them three, I was like, damn, she's really doing a great job in here. Like, they really should give it to her or the NXT girl. But Charlotte Flair won, and, you know, she got on the mic and she said whether y'all wanted her to win or whether y'all didn't, this is her division. And I just thought that statement was such an amazing statement. Like, it was kind of saying no matter how many girls are here in the past, here in the present, or here in the future, this is her division. She's the queen and she runs shit. You know what I mean? And I just thought that, I said, whether that was scripted or not scripted, that was an amazing. Just to get on the mic and say that. You know what I mean? I was like, that was a cute promo. That was good. Let's go to WrestleMania. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's kick the damn door in. So I was very happy and pleased with the outcome of the women's Royal Rumble. Then we get to the boys' Royal Rumble. My good Lord Jesus, forever loving Christ. Shout out to everybody who did their returns. I know MVP was a return and Edge was a return. It was good to see them. Even Edge, you know, even that Edge looked a little old. You could see the bags and the wrinkles. You know what I mean? But anyway, he looked in tremendous shape and he looked like he could still go like a couple of more years. Like, let's get it in. You know what I mean? Edge did an amazing job last night. And having his presence in the Royal Rumble meant something. You know what I mean? It seemed like everybody he was in there had stepped their game up just a little bit because they were in there with him. So we get to the beginning of the Royal Rumble. Of course, Brock Lesnar number one. And I want to say this before I get into the Royal Rumble. For WWE and anybody who's watching this, shout out to Brock. He's an amazing talent from beginning to end. You know what I mean? From the time he signed with the contract back in 2002 to the time he is now. You know what I mean? Amazing talent, great person. The WWE, after last night, y'all can move on. Y'all don't no longer need Brock Lesnar. Y'all don't. I understand that Brock Lesnar means ratings because he's supposed to be a beast and, you know, no one can stop him. Y'all obviously want to get that across in the Royal Rumble. That came across very sharp. It made for a cool moment and a dull moment because Brock Lesnar kept throwing everybody out. It was like, for the people that are just subscribing or the people that are paid for this is what they're going to see for the first 13 people he gets to just eliminate like that? Like, really? Like, y'all really wanted it to come across like, yo, Brock Lesnar's unstoppable and he's defending his title. And I was like, really? Like, this? And then the lineup was kind of crazy. You had, let's go with Robert Roode for a second. Now, here's a guy that's a heavyweight champion in TNA. An amazing athlete. And he's come into the ring like if he's scared to go one-on-one with Brock Lesnar. And I didn't understand that. You're a former heavyweight champion for another organization back in the days. You work for the WWE and you come out like you're scared of Brock Lesnar. Now, if I was a heavyweight champion, whether I'm terrified or not, I'm not going to show it on my face. You know what I mean? And I thought that was a little disrespectful. You know what I mean? I was like, why is he coming out here like he's scared? It's just Brock Lesnar. Go out there and, you know what I mean, either get your ass kicked or throw him out or try to throw him out. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was a little disrespectful towards Robert Roode and that whole thing. Then they had Kofi Kingston come out. and everybody was cheering for him. But Kofi, look how skinny that boy is. You know what I mean? Y'all just making him champion was probably to keep everybody happy and to give everybody a change. You know what I mean? Kofi to me still has to like earn his spot in that division. It's like, okay, you gotta bulk up or do something different because you don't really look like a heavyweight champion or a former heavyweight champion for that matter. So he came in, everyone seemed happy. Then after he comes in, Rey Mysterio Jr. comes in. Now, what is Rey Mysterio Jr. supposed to do against Brock Lesnar? Please, anybody, I'll wait. I said, do you realize that Brock and I know Rey Mysterio Jr. is a former heavyweight champion too, but I'm like, if Brock Lesnar wanted to really throw him across the ring, because he was getting thrown, but I was like, if he gets thrown on his neck, he's done. You know what I mean? So if you notice, Brock Lesnar slams are completely different when he's throwing Rey Mysterio Jr. So after that, Big E comes down. I'm thinking, all right, Big E's going to come down and go straight head for head, one-on-one with Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, he's as big as Brock Lesnar. He comes in, he goes for Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio Jr. He gets them up, and that was 3 against 1. That looked amazing on paper. You know what I mean? It looked amazing watching it on TV. It was like, oh, this is cool. We already knew how this was gonna end. So everybody does their move. He does the big ending. He does the Kofi Kingston does his finishing move, which he kind of looked like he kind of messed up a little bit. And then Ray did his 619, which Brock Lesnar really didn't sell too much. I don't know if anybody caught that, but I'm like, normally when he does that, people normally bounce back or something, or you know what I mean, make it look a little better. Brock looked like that move didn't even phase him too much. You know what I mean? So they all get tossed out, which is like, all right, we're still sitting here watching. He don't throw out 13 people. I'm like, damn, he's still in there. Then you get the next NXT guy that came in. Amazing talent. Like I said, I'm trying to get back into wrestling. I've been keeping up but not keeping up, so I don't know his name either. But I'm talking about the big black guy who looked like a football player. I know when they showed Brock Lesnar in the camera, when the camera was on him, he looked at Paul Heyman and said, who the fuck is this guy? That was funny. I don't know if anybody caught that, but that was hilarious. He comes in, they go one-on-one. Then after he comes in, I think Braun Strowman came in. So it's like, okay, it's the battle of the big people. Which was great. You know what I mean? For the little bit that it was in there for. Then he goes the next NXT guy goes one-on-one with Braun Strowman and Brock throws them out. We're like, damn, like really? Okay. Then MVP comes in somewhere, I don't know, beginning or after all of that, but he comes in and, this is what I didn't like. They totally played Shelton Benjamin, making him look gullible and stupid. I didn't like that at all. I was like, we understand the back roll, that's his friend, but it's a Royal Rumble. He really gonna sit there and look that gullible and think Brock Lesnar gonna torch your little ass out? That was dumb. Then you have MVP come in, and he doesn't even get a chance to really do anything. I'm like, what did you return for anyway if you're not gonna do anything? But anyway, instead of him going straight in the ring, he's going around the ring chasing Paul Heyman. I'm like, really? Like, this is entertaining to people? Okay. So then Brock grabs him, beats him up, does his finishing move, and then tosses his ass out the ring. And I'm like, okay. Everybody Brock Lesnar on throughout. So we're sitting here waiting like, okay, nobody's going to come and beat up Brock Lesnar. This is starting to become corny now. You know what I mean? So then we get to Ricochet. Ricochet comes in. We're all happy Ricochet comes in. Then after Ricochet is in there for a while until the next person comes out, which is Drew McIntyre, which is incredible. We're like, okay. Now, we could have never seen this coming, but I'm so happy it happened the way it did. Ricochet kicks him in the nuts because he got thrown to the turnbuckle, and Brock Lesnar was like backing up, and I guess forgot that he was there or whatever. And he kicked him in the nuts, and then Drew McIntyre kicks him in the head, and he gets eliminated. So the crowd goes wild, and it's like, okay, that was the hot spot of the whole night. It was like, okay, Drew McIntyre. Now I want to say this: they should have been used Drew McIntyre like last year. So y'all are late by using him, but I'm glad that they finally caught up and said, this is the next guy. I was happy with that. The Royal Rumble comes down, it keeps going, people coming in and out. Edge comes in, Randy Orton comes in, Kevin Owens comes in, which I was happy. I thought Kevin Owens was going to win because I know he had an amazing last year from beginning to end. You know, he's been making a lot of noise, so I thought he was going to win. Or maybe that's just who I wanted to win. Seth Rollins comes out, and this pissed me off. Seth Rollins is in there, or he's out there, and he has like 3 other people with him. And I'm like, the Royal Rumble's never been like this. Like, why are y'all doing all the extra? You know what I mean? I was like, this is corny. So Samoa Joe's in the ring, Kevin Owens in the ring. They go out to fight them. I'm like, this is so unnecessary. You know what I mean? So of course, you know what I mean. They get eliminated or whatever the case may be. Then it gets down to Roman Reigns, I think Edge, Randy Orton, and I think Seth Rollins. They eliminate Seth Rollins. Then Edge eliminates. I might be saying it wrong, but y'all get what I'm saying. Seth Rollins gets eliminated. Randy Orton gets eliminated. Edge gets eliminated, and then it comes down to Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. And I'm like, I know they're not about to let Roman Reigns win. So then Roman Reigns gets eliminated and Drew McIntyre wins. So congratulations to Drew McIntyre. I thought that was the perfect choice to go in a new direction for WrestleMania. I said, finally y'all are changing the topic and changing the conversations now. Now we can go in a different direction because you no longer need Brock Lesnar. So y'all can kind of let him go now and use the younger people because some of them are ready. I do want to say this though. To Randy Orton and Roman Reigns and maybe Seth Rollins, and I could be wrong about Seth Rollins, but I know it's Roman Reigns and Randy Orton. They need to not be in the Royal Rumble anymore because they always seem to be in the last 20, 27, 28, 29, 30, or 25, 26, 27 range. They're always in them numbers. And I'm like, Randy Orton has been the last one in the last 2 Royal Rumbles for like 3 Royal Rumbles. He got kicked out by Shakanoko, or whatever his name is, Shikanoko. I forgot how you pronounce his name, but he got kicked out of him when he won. He got kicked out when Randy Orton won, and then you got kicked out last night. So I'm like, why do they have you in the Royal Rumble? They need to, you know what I mean? I know they want to push Roman Reigns, but it's like, okay, y'all can tell him to sit down now. You know what I mean? He don't need to be in the Royal Rumble. Him or Randy Orton, they've been in like every Royal Rumble every year now. It's a little corny. What else? Seth Rollins, I don't know what they're doing with his character. Samoa Joe, they could use more. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. Because King Corbin got eliminated too, but I felt like Corbin was there and Drew McIntyre was there, and Drew, of course, King Corbin is not on the same level as Drew McIntyre, but watching it last night, I was like, I wonder if, like back in our days, WWE competitors were competitive with each other. That's why you got Austin, The Rock, Triple H, and all the rest of them. Because they were competing. And I said, I wonder if Corbin looked at Drew and said, that's my spot. Because they just gave you King of the Ring, and you've been losing every match since you won King of the Ring. So they gave you King of the Ring for what reason? And you're losing every match. And King of the Ring is supposed to lead up to a big push. You lost when Seth Rollins had the belt. So it's just like, okay, you should look at Drew's win last night, and that should motivate you to be a better heel because he just took your spot. That's how I look at it. But shout out to Drew McIntyre. WrestleMania is about to be off the chain. Hopefully they don't jack it up. You know what I mean? That was just my short review on the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble, I don't know what to rate it. It was okay. It could have been a better show, but they did the best they could. But it was worth watching. You know what I mean? I'll say that. It was worth watching. Just the Brock Lesnar whole thing was too much. It was like, okay, y'all was doing too much with that. But other than that, it was a good show. The women did their things. So shout out to the Royal Rumble. That's just my review. You guys let me know what your opinion is. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Do you agree with my opinions? Do you not agree with my opinions? Who are your favorites? You know what I mean? Who did you want to see? Because I thought Kevin Owens was going to win, but it's all good. You already know who it is. I like all of you. Love all of you. Team Leo, you guys are amazing. Keep rocking. Hopefully we get some new people up in here. You already know who it is. It's your boy, Leo. And I'm out. Eow.